Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Six Sigma by MBA Mohit Sharma. I am your mentor and coach on Lean Six Sigma issues and problems. I have been making a series of videos in which I am using Copilot to do some of these statistical analysis for which we were using Minitab earlier. In today's video, I am going to use Copilot for the entire project analysis and control phase of the project. So let's begin the video. So this is a case study in which we are looking at an electronic measurement company, which is an MNC. Their services department takes 14 working days to repair the electronic equipments. So when they looked at the industry benchmark, their competitors were only taking 3 to 5 working days for this kind of a work. But this process was taking approximately 14 days, which was way above than market standard. So what they have decided as an organization, they recognize that this is a very strategic project in which they want to reduce this turnaround time from 14 days to approximately 5 days. And for that, they decided to do a green belt project. So they created a team, and the first thing that the team did was to create a project charter. This is the project charter in which they measured the data for last 6 months and figured out the average repair turnaround time is 14 days. In the goal statement, they wanted to reduce it from 14 days to 5 days by June 2025. They had a team charter in which they had the sponsor, champion, mentor, process owner, and team members assigned. And they had the scope defined as well. What was in scope? End-to-end repair process for equipment, receipt to dispatch, the diagnosis, part ordering, repair, testing, and closure steps, and interfaces between services, logistics, planning, and suppliers. All of this was in the scope of this particular project, and out of scope was design changes to the equipment, warranty policy changes, or any major capital investments. In milestones, team started this project in March 2025 and they had to finish it by June 2025. Once they have created the project charter and formed the team, the first thing that they did was to do a brainstorming session. The head of the fish, if you look at, is the high repair turnaround time, and they had man, method, material, machine, measurement, and environment as the causes to this particular problem. Under that, they had defined sub causes. For example, under man, they had limited skills on new product, high learning curve, too much time on coordination, shift handoff delays, inadequate training were some of the sub root causes to the man or a people header. The next header is method, which is equivalent to process as well. So there were some of these highlighted root causes, which were no standard workflow, excessive handoffs, batching of repairs, manual approval, rework, and retesting. So these were some of the root causes or some of the identified causes for method. And under material, they had long lead time for parts, inventory shortages, incorrect part ordered, supplier delays, customs clearance issues were some of the causes. Under machine, they had lack of test equipment, tool downtime, slow testing systems, and inconsistent test setups. Under measurement, they had no step-by-step tracking, poor work in progress visibility, aging repairs not monitored, inconsistent data capture, and no SLA alerts. Under environment, they had demand fluctuations, multiple IT systems, priority changes, space constraints, and global coordination issues. So once they have identified all these causes to the problem, which is high repair turnaround time, which is 14 days, the next thing that they did was to create a data collection plan and started collecting data. Now I will take you to Copilot to show you how Copilot has helped us do this analysis. Friends, you can buy my authored books on Amazon. My first book is 8 Steps to Problem Solving, which talks about Six Sigma concepts. And my second book is Continuous Improvement, the Lean Way, which talks about the lean concepts. I have data in my Excel sheet. I am going to put that data in Copilot and see how it functions. So this data is on turnaround time. Then I have skill of the engineers who are working there. For example, they are beginners, intermediates, or experts. Then I have the standard workflow, whether it is available, yes or no, whether the lead time of parts, which is in number of days, is here, The test equipment availability, yes or no, and custom issues, no or yes. So let's see what is the result that Copilot generates for us. I will first test whether my Y, which is turnaround time, is normally distributed or non-normally distributed, and then I'm going to test all of these X's on Y and see whether they are significantly contributing or not. So the question that I have written is, please check the normality of TAT in the attached Excel sheet, and I have attached the Excel sheet here. And now I am going to see what is the result that the system generates. We have always seen that it takes a little time to generate the output, but the output are pretty accurate. So let's wait for the output to be generated. It is taking a lot of time today. There are 100 data points, mean is 13.996 and the standard deviation is 8, minimum is 1 and maximum is 33.5 as the number of days being taken. The normality test alpha is equal to 0.05 and the Anderson-Darling test suggests that it is a normal data where the p-value is greater than 0.05. So my data is, which is project Y, is normally distributed, and my X's, which are, some of them are discrete and one is lead time of parts is a continuous X. So I am going to do 1-way ANOVA test for column B, C, E and F. So I have written the next question, which is, can you test column B, C, E and F with column A and use 1-way ANOVA test and tell us which are significant contributors. So let's see what is the analysis that the system generates. So we have to be a little patient. We have tested ANOVA and it has worked wonderfully well in my previous videos. But what I am doing today is I am testing all these X's with project Y together and asking Copilot to generate that report. Let's see how it works. Let's see what is the result. So it is saying standard work, the p-value is 0.00091. It means it is a significant contributor. Very good. Skill is a significant contributor and test equipment is again a significant contributor. But the custom issues are not a significant contributor as the p-value is greater than 0.05, which is excellent. I'm telling you, I did all these analysis in Minitab and the outputs are same. If you look at Minitab, the output of TAT versus skill. So skill is a significant contributor. If you look at the p-value here, which is 0 in this particular case. The second one is the standard work. If you look at the p-value in this case, that is again 0. And if you look at the equipments, the p-value is 0.016. So which is again significant. And if you look at the custom issues here, the p-value is 0.709, which is not a significant factor in Minitab. So which is the same result which is given by Copilot. So let me just ask the last question about the simple linear regression test. So the next question I am asking the tool is, can you please test column A and column D with simple linear regression and tell me significance of the results? So I've asked the question, let's see what the result is. So finally the result is out. So in this test, if you look at the R square value, which is 0.099, it means which is 9.9% only. It should be greater than or equal to 65%. So suggest that they are significantly contributing. But the movement of X is not impacting the movement of Y, which means if lead time for parts is not directly contributing to the turnaround time. Let's go back to the PPT and see what are the solutions identified for these significant X's. Friends, you can buy my authored books on Amazon. My first book is 8 Steps to Problem Solving, which talks about Six Sigma concepts. And my second book is Continuous Improvement, the Lean Way, which talks about the lean concepts. After the analysis, some of the highlighted solutions for the significant contributors to high repair turnaround time were skill level, standard work, lead time for parts, and test equipment availability. Their root causes were also identified. A proposed solution was given. For example, for skill level, the dependency on few experts was one of the root causes, and the proposed solution was that we should create a skill matrix and gap analysis, and we should have a cross training and certification plan. The second issue under skill level was high learning curve for new products. For that, they said have shadowing of experts so that the new joiners learn under the guidance of already existing experts in the processes. Next significant contributor was standard work, and the root causes were no standard workflow, variation in steps, and rework issues. The proposed solutions were standardized repair process, checklists and SOPs, and first time right standards. The next under significant contributor was lead time for parts. Long supplier lead times, no safety stock, and incorrect parts ordered were some of the root causes. And proposed solutions were ABC parts classification, min-max and safety stock, and preferred suppliers were some of the proposed solutions. And then we had test equipments availability was another significant contributor, for which the root causes were limited test benches, equipment downtime, and manual testing delays. And the proposed solutions for them were capacity planning, preventive maintenance, and automated testing. So after implementing all these solutions in the process, the team further collected data and figured out improvements. So they created an IMR control chart, Copilot, all these points which are within the control limits, upper and the lower control limits, shows that the new process is significantly within control. And if you look at the center line, which is at 4.5, it means the cycle time has reduced from 14 working days to average 4.5 days. And the variation is also within the control limits, which is in the moving range chart. So friends, I hope you like this video. If you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. I will see you in my next upcoming video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.